Alright, well, third time's a charm. Well, it's been a few days since my last video, and that was the aftermath of the Saturn. And really nothing's changed. I've been working on Lindsay's car a little bit tonight, but biggest thing is the next show was supposed to be August 21st, and Lindsay and I are not running that show. We registered too late, so July 17th, so just this last Saturday, registration for all the shows open at 11 p.m. So after the show's done, drivers meeting, everything's done. Well, unfortunately, they can only have 50 cars per show. We messaged within 15 minutes of 11 o'clock, and they were already full. Talking to the person that's in charge, she said they had 50 cars at 11:06. So, as of right now, unless 6 cars drop out, we are not racing. And then that just gives me time to get her car done. But the crappy part is August 21st was supposed to be the last show for the Saturn, and then September 11th was supposed to be the first show for the wagon. But as of right now, that's not what's happening unless I just decide to scrap the Saturn. But I don't know if I want to do that, being still runs. The biggest issue is the suspension's completely gone in the rear, and then the front suspension's going out. And we're starting to have tranny issues. But Lizzie, she did awesome. She ran her heat race, did not make it to the feature. Right now, this is really just a learning car for her. It just doesn't have the speed compared to what mine or other cars have. So most of 3 races that she's ran right now, she's only made it to the Constellation. I think she made it to the feature once, but she gets 2 races every night, and that's all she cares about. Front end doesn't really look much different, but she took a nasty hit back here, and they actually had to rip her rear bumper off. But this all was pulled out and into the tire, and I've been out here having a good talk with Mr. Sledgehammer in this car, and we got it pushed back in. So that's good to go. Her car's really actually ready to go. At the end of the season, we're probably going to find her a different car, just because, so she can have a little bit more power. But yeah, nothing really changed back here besides this. The frame rail actually kinked and went up, but then the body went. And well, I don't know, a little confused on how the body went, because you can see it kind of pushed in right there. It's where it folded, but all this went down, but this kind of went, yeah, it went down and in. So this tire was popped. I just blew it back on the bead with some starter fluid and a lighter. But front doesn't look too much different. I mean, she used the front end a little bit, put some dents in it. Well, let me get this hood popped up real quick. Alright, we're back. So, yeah, it doesn't look like she used the front end as much. I think she made 1 or 2 hits with it, but nothing too serious. Which, thank goodness, because I was worried she'd destroy that brand new radiator. And she didn't, so that makes me happy. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything up under here got moved. She does. It's kind of weird that the heat shield's taking a dent into it, but as I was pulling up that hood, I bashed my knee on the bumper as I had to undo that chain, and knee's a little sore now. But this strut is bent. Let's see if we can go to this side. This is actually the first time we've pulled the hood up on this car since Saturday. And it doesn't look like the bumper moved at all. It's close, but I still get my fingers in it. So yeah, it didn't move. So rad's still good, which makes me happy, but she took a good hit right here. I don't know who hit her or what, but yeah, that one actually caved the power steering in, but her power steering still works, so can't complain there too much. But whatever hit her, or whoever hit her, actually tore the fender open. So that's now a safety hazard, so I'm probably just going to end up, since there's really nothing there anymore, probably just cut it off either right there or just take the whole fender off. I'll have to look at the rules, talk to the promoter, see what I can do to it. But this is where actually a lot of the issues start. So that tire over there is straight. This one is bent. Either, I think it's the tie rod, but I'm not sure. Because it's still I think that's what it is, but it's bent. It's kicked in. And it's kind of funny watching her drive because the whole rim just kind of wobbles. But other than that, really nothing. She sent it a lot harder. She's getting more aggressive, which makes me happy, just because that means she's getting comfortable. Which, I mean, you can never really be comfortable in a derby race car, but she's getting there. She's getting better. We come back, nothing's happened on this side, just more dirt, and I think this got pushed in a little bit more, but nothing really too much. That tire went flat, but I'm gonna spend some time on this side, and I'm basically gonna just take the slides right there in that kink and just push it back in some more, try to get that pushed in, and actually probably put some dimples right here on the body, because that actually seemed to work on the Saturn, and it went up and in. Well, that rear end hasn't actually moved. And then apparently at some point I was trading some paint with her. If you can kind of see in there, yeah, there's some turquoise. I don't know when, because turquoise is on the back of my car. I think it was probably when I was trying to pass her the few times is when I started trading paint. But other than that, her car is good to go. She's ready for the next race, whether that's the 21st or the, which will be a weekend before our wedding. So maybe it's not a bad thing that we're not racing. We're gonna be there no matter what. But so whether it's the 21st that we're racing or on the 11th, her car is really good to go. I'm gonna pull off that tire, see if it is the tie rod or what it is, and get the new one replaced. Other than that, honestly, for some of the hits that she's taken, this is a pretty tough car. I think it's a great learner car for her. Saturn, for me, I will definitely be finding another one. Even though the tranny's going out and motor's starting to have issues, that is one of the strongest cars I've ever run. The front bumper, if you know me, I go nose to nose, and that front bumper has not moved once. It's got one dent in it. And the rear bumper, same way, and it's actually starting to flatten out because it was kind of V'd from when previous owner hit it, but yeah, it's good to go, I think. So, we'll see what happens.